All right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first-time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. Now, as we jump into this whole entire video, I want you guys to be aware of the opportunities that are presented to you here on the YouTube through the second half of most of my videos. And not only that, but also you can get live updates to see when I first brief on these different ticker symbols on the weekly watch list over at the Patreon. Now, the Patreon has 80 plus members, very smart individuals, intelligent investors, all trying to sharpen and better their skill as an investor, every single one of them, right? So one thing I do want you guys to be aware of is that there's not just the stocks that I talk about, but also a community of investors filled with knowledge to learn and grow together. And they're also talking about their plays and what they're looking at. And, you know, having an extra set of eyes is very helpful. You know, you can only look at so many stocks and different charts all at once on your screen, but others looking at different sectors and different things, it really helps to be able to point out different things. And that's what I love the most about the community, and just the fact that we're all there to learn and grow. So that is something that interests you. The links are down below to join the Patreon. The tiers have been filling up really fast, and I definitely recommend starting to take a look at it and, you know, read through what's there to see and offer, because there's going to be a point where these tiers will fill up and it's just going to get to higher levels of tiers and higher levels of tiers. So I just wanted to let you guys know, but let's jump right into it, because at the end of the day, the stocks I'm about to talk about are all opportunities you do not want to miss out on, and you definitely want to have on your watch list. Do your research on them and understand them a lot better before making any decisions, unless these are already in your portfolio or on your watch list. So I'm here to confirm some stuff. So the first thing is Gnog, right? Golden Nugget. I first briefed on it as it was falling way back here in February. It fell to a low of $13 and it ripped to 15, came back down, and it ripped to 16 and some change. So I went ahead and bought both dips, and then I swing traded it around that time. Now, you'll gain access to all of this over at the Patreon, and you'll see the dates of when I exactly talked about it. So when it fell back again, I briefed on it here on the YouTube. I let everyone know towards the second half of the video the opportunity. And I believe I talked again about it over on the Patreon. So it hit a low here of $12. And at this point, it's kind of funny. If I wanted a swing trade, I should have. But this is where I started to build my real position, because it went below that low of the recent low. And it hit a low here of $12.42. I loaded up and I did not sell a single share on this rip. And that was my personal decision, because I'm looking at this now for the long term. As it started to fall, I started to buy more as it got closer to when I first bought. And when it got closer to when I had recently bought, I went ahead and loaded up twice. And every single time it went down, I was loading up more, right? Little positions, but loading up every single time. And then I went heavy as I started to see it rip again. And it ripped to $17. Boy, was I tempted to go ahead and sell to take that profit, right? As a swing trade. I did not. And as it's falling, I'm just letting it sit. If it touches back down here, I'm going to load up more. My opinion, not financial advice. You do not have to do what I state. I'm not here to tell you to buy, sell, or hold any positions. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just sharing with you guys how I've experienced this. Now, if you wanted to take a different approach as an investor, you would have known every single time when I've talked about it, the best opportunities to ride this one up and swing trade it by looking at your indicators and the different things showing on the chart. Now, here's another one that I've talked about, and this is another one that has been actually pulling down, and we caught this one on time, right? And this is more of a long-term play more than anything, but I talked about it and it was sitting around this area, right? And if you've already seen this video, you've probably seen me talk about this. I talked about it towards the second half of many videos, and I stated the date that I talked about ChargePoint. I talked about it on the 21st or 20th, I believe, on the weekend. And on the 22nd was Monday. It ran up to $25 and it fell down, right, to $19. And I had stated to everyone, pay close attention. The closer it gets to 20 or falls below it, the more interesting. It certainly did that. and it took off, right? I was expecting like a 20% swing trade, like up to $25, but there was extra catalysts that happened between this area that took it all the way up to $32. As soon as you see it start pulling back, as an investor, you would have to make a decision. Is this it? Is this all I'm going to get for now? Instead of sitting through all this volatility, you could have had and went and made a swing trade. Now, you know, based off of what I've said before and what I've emphasized in the posts, what to look for moving forward. And the closer it gets to that, or if it breaks through that, that is something to start looking again for another swing trade or long-term position. But in my opinion, this is a long-term position regardless of the swing trade, but you could have played it both ways, and certainly you'd be winning because you make some cash up here as it went up, and then you can also make some cash trying to catch the dip for the next run. Now, no one knows the bottom, and that's the thing you need to watch out for, because you kind of have to time it and see if you're getting in a little too early or if it has a little bit more room. And that's where I come in to go ahead and share certain things with you guys, like I stated over at the Patreon or towards the end of these videos. But a lot of you guys don't even put in the time to stay towards the end of the videos because either you don't know or you overlook it because you're not aware of the gems that I'm throwing at you guys. And if you don't have time to sit through another 5 minutes, well, for only about 20 cents, or let's just round it up, 25 cents a day, right? You can get this information over at the Patreon. No commercials, no time. You just have to read through a post and some charts that I show you guys what it's indicating and what I'm looking for. I'm not perfect and anything like that, but over at the Patreon, we've been doing really well. Everyone's enjoying it, and you'll be able to become part of a group with the Discord and Patreon of 80 plus members. We're on our way to 90, and we're looking forward to have you join us, right? So to give you guys an example of what goes on in the Discord, here is a ticker symbol that I talked about yesterday. Let's go ahead and look at this one here, BTVT actually. And this stock actually ran, right? We saw this run yesterday and we caught this on time, right? And we watched it again fall and so forth. So let's go ahead and look here at the 1 minute and kind of go back to yesterday. So let's go here back to yesterday. So this one, I talked about it as it was at around $3 and some change. And I had stated that the closer this got to 290, the more interesting, right? So it fell down here to 288. This was in the morning. In a matter of minutes, it gave us 5 to 10% right there in a matter of minutes. Now, I got caught up with other trades as the market was opening. And as it was pulling downwards, it hit a low here of 277 and it found support. And look at that takeoff right there. First chance to get out at a nice right there jump of literally, I would say 10%. And then all the way up to the top, another chance to get out of a total amount here easily of 20%, 10 to 20%, almost 25% and more, right? So in that whole area, you had enough chances to get anywhere from 15 to 30%. Let's just make it that broad because there were so many exit points based off of slight pullbacks, right? But anywhere from 10 to 30%, 15 to 30%, you had a chance here to make in just an hour to two. So this is what goes on in the Discord. Now, if you don't know much about day trading or charts like that, I would advise you guys to use a simulator and practice, and you will learn over time. It takes time. And by joining, at least you're going to have different places to look. You know, if you're practicing without knowing what to use or practice with, it's like I say, you have a baseball bat, you're going to the park, but you have no baseballs and no one to pitch it at you. So you're just swinging at the air and you're going to get exhausted, tired, and not really trained. I'm the pitcher. I have the baseballs. These are the ticker symbols. I pitch them at you. You are the swinger and you have the bat, which is either your simulator or watching to learn. And once you swing, you guys are the all-stars to hit the home run. So we got all types of different stocks that I talk about. We got swing trades, day trades, and then long-term opportunities, as well as a course that's going to be the stock market and emotional intelligence course to teach you guys, I wouldn't say teach you, but at least enlighten you guys on the fact of certain things that we overlook as investors, what I've seen to help, and what I've learned as an investor over time, trying all different types of trading strategies and what works and how you can build yourself up to an investor that maximizes profits and minimizes losses. So this is not a ticker symbol I'm telling you guys to add to your watch list or anything like that. This is definitely a very speculative stock. We already used it for its purpose yesterday. That's all it served. If it works again, we don't care about that one anymore. We're moving on to others. But ChargePoint is definitely a stock that I would consider long-term, and also Gnog is something that I would consider watching as they dip for opportunities in the long term. But you have to do your research and due diligence. If you want to know the full list, join me and the other members. We're looking forward to have you join us over at the Patreon. And by joining, you'll gain access to the Discord. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.